Hey, what's up everyone, David here and welcome back to another video about Soul Hackers 2. Now, if you're a newcomer to SMT, Persona, Megaton in general, you definitely heard at one point in your JRPG career that these games are hard, that you can die pretty often, that they're just kind of hard in general. Now, I played myself over 60 hours of Soul Hackers 2 prior to launch, thanks to Atlus West for my review copy, and I kept writing down tips that I want to give newcomers or just people in general who want to experience Soul Hackers 2 but think it's a little hard. Now, first of all, an easy mode is available, so you can go ahead and play on easy if you want to, but otherwise I have 10 tips to give you guys in 10 minutes today, plus the final tip, spoilers free of course, is going to tell you how to get the true ending. Once again, spoilers free, so no need to worry there, but if you want the true ending for Soul Hackers 2, which is way better than the other ending, you'll have the information on how to get to that point at the end of this video, so please stay until the end. If you want more content on anything SMT, Persona, Soul Hackers and more, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. A quick thumbs up if this video helped you, that would be great. And to all my veterans who are supporting the channel by watching this video even though you don't need tips, shoutouts, thank you very much, and feel free to drop your own tips down in the description below. Number 1, you will see some golden enemies on field at times. Fight them. The reason for that is simple. When you beat them, they will give you access to items that can be sold for high prices at shops. So at all times, golden enemies, fight them. Number 2, that is potentially the most important tip in this video, and it's to talk to all the demons that you find in all the dungeons, including the Soul Matrix, because all of them will give access to materials that are extremely important for a lot of reasons that we'll talk about later. They will give you items, and that's also how you recruit demons. So talk to all the demons on field, no matter the icon over their head. I suggest talking to them. Number 3, another extremely important tip, and that is to not sleep on the Soul Matrix. Early on in the game, you will be introduced to the Soul Matrix. There is a lot of things to do in that Soul Matrix, but you can explore a Soul Matrix for all of your characters, your party members. So Melody, Arrow, and Saizo, they all have their own Soul Matrix to explore. The main reason to do them is because they're interesting, they're fun to explore in my opinion, and at the end of each you get character development. You get cutscenes that are expanding upon the characters of your own party, and those were honestly really great. Other than that, the Soul Matrix gives a lot of great advantages. They give a lot of items. If you talk to the demons, they give a lot of money as well. You get to recruit demons that you can't recruit elsewhere. Oh, and it's really important to accept ion directives from Ringo in the Axis before you enter a Soul Matrix, because you have 3 missions on each one of the floors for each one of the party members that give rewards, and it's super easy to do them. So I suggest accepting ion directives before you enter. Those ion directives, they will give access to some items, some experience, and they will also unlock certain demons for fusion, which is always great. Now, the main thing about Soul Matrix, other than all the other advantages that I mentioned, is that at the end of each floor, you will be able to unlock one summoner skill for all of your party members, and summoner skills are extremely important and will be a major help in game. So once again, do not sleep on Soul Matrix, and some of the materials that demons will give you are exclusive to the Soul Matrix, and you will need them to upgrade your comp, which is what you summon your demons with. Now, speaking of upgrading your comp, that brings me to tip number 4. You will have access to a place where you can upgrade your comp. It is extremely important to update your comp at all times. You need material to do so, and you also need money. Now, in Soul Hackers, if you do a little bit of the side content, if you grind a little bit, you will have a lot of money on your hands, and this is the place to spend your gold. So the comp is a great tool that you should absolutely upgrade as much as you can. Now, that 5th tip of mine is another one that is extremely important. There's a new feature in Soul Hackers 2 called the Mystics, and Mystics can be equipped on your characters. My tip is simple: focus on them. Do not sleep on your mystics. Change them often if you have to. And the reason for that is simple. You can put certain mystics on your characters that will increase by 15, 20, 25% a certain type of spell. So ice spells, fire spells, rune spells, etc. So that is extremely important. Oh, and also other mystics will even lower the cost of mana of these types of skills. So mystics are honestly insanely important in Soul Hackers 2, and I cannot stress that enough. Don't be afraid to change your mystics before a battle. Don't be afraid to flip them over from a character to another depending on the demons that you have. They are just super duper important. So once again, do not sleep on them. Number 6, if you played a Shin Megami Tensei game before, if you played a Persona game before, you already know buffs and debuffs. I'm annoying with buffs and debuffs, but whenever someone asks me, hey, I try to get into SMT5, I try to get into Soul Hackers 2, but it's a little hard, buffs and debuffs. You have skills that allows you to buff your character's attacks, evasions, defense. Those are super important. Same thing for debuff. If your enemy is destroying you, debuff his ass. Lower his defense, lower his attack, lower his accuracy. That is extremely important, and that's a tip alongside my next tip that you need to use in all Atlus RPGs, to be perfectly honest, especially anything in the Megaton universe. Same thing for my next tip, which is you need to fuse a lot of demons. In Soul Hackers 2, you can travel to the Cirque of Jigumeden, speak with Victor, and that's where you can fuse demons. If you feel like you're a little underpowered, but you're still the same level as the enemy in a specific dungeon, maybe your demons are outdated, go to the Cirque of Jigumeden, fuse your demons, make sure that they're more powerful, look at their stats when fusing, try a lot of different combinations, try out special fusion if you want to, search for a specific type of demon to fuse if you need a specific affinity to fight a boss. Don't be shy, fuse a lot. Fuse a lot, and if you explore the Soul Matrix, you will have a lot of demons on your hand to fuse, so that is another extremely important tip. The next tip is simple. You probably already figured it out, but I still felt the need to mention it because it's important. Exploit the enemy weaknesses. In Soul Hackers 2, there is a new system called the sabbath system or the stack system. Whenever you hit the weakness of one of the enemy, you gain 1 stack or more if you unlock certain summoner skills that you can unlock while exploring the Soul Matrix. So once again, go back to tip number 3, explore the Soul Matrix. But yeah, whenever you stack your demons, at the end of your turn, you will perform a sabbath attack, which is kind of like an all-out attack, and the more stacked demons you have, the more powerful the sabbath will be. So extremely important to hit the enemy weakness. If one of the bosses has its weakness protected, because that happens pretty often in Soul Hackers 2, all you have to do is exploit the weakness of the other demons, and it will sabbath his ass through the weakness protection. It is really, really great and super addictive to do. Number 9, simple tip, but an important one, take advantage of meals. When you explore the different towns, whether it's Kakudocho or other towns in Soul Hackers 2, you can buy meals. You can also gain meals from requests or during side quests, just by exploring as well. All the meals, they offer different advantages. Some of them will allow you to gain more experience to make your healing moves more powerful. Lots of important advantages can come from meals. So at all times, before you head into a dungeon or before a fight, choose the appropriate meal that will help you. Plus, it gives a fun and cute little dialogue when you eat them, which is pretty cool. Now, this last tip before I get to the true ending and how to unlock it, this last tip is especially applicable to anyone who plays on hard mode, and the reason for that is simple. You will have to grind. You will have to grind a little bit on hard mode, except if you're really, really good, if you really take your time, but otherwise you will have to grind. Now, when you travel around the dungeon, you have a lot of little red enemies that will spawn around you, but occasionally you will also have large blue enemies. Fight them. Fight them because they give great items and they give a ton of experience. So those were my 10 tips for Soul Hackers 2 in 10 minutes. Thank you for watching. If you want to know how to unlock the true ending, please stay with me for a minute or two additionally, and we'll get right to that. So thank you for watching otherwise, and good luck with your playthrough. Now, to get the true ending in Soul Hackers 2, you need to complete 5 levels of the Soul Matrix for each one of your party members. So you need to reach floor number 5 for Milady, Arrow, and Saizo before you fight the final boss. Now, if you don't know, to do that, you need 100 soul level minimum per character to reach the 5th floor. And again, that is before you fight the final boss. Now, to do so, I suggest at all times when you have decisions to make in your playthrough during a story dialogue, make sure all your soul levels are as equal as possible. That way, you will reach 100 naturally at the end of your playthrough. Requests and hangout events are also great ways to increase your soul levels for all of your characters. It's feasible in one playthrough because that is exactly what I did. So I suggest you guys enjoy the true ending because it's great. Otherwise, I also liked the other ending. Now, this is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate the support. A quick thumbs up if this video helped you or if it was entertaining. Again, if you want more content on anything Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, Soul Hackers, you're at the right place. Make sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.